Shalom. Call halal Yahweh by Shanawah Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And I'm just going to jump right into the scriptures, man. Looking at the time that we're, that is upon us, judgment is fastly coming upon the world, and the doors of mercy are going to close soon, man. So people really need to take heed to the prophets and know that the time is short, But I'm going to jump right into the book of Psalms. A lot of scriptures in Psalms today. But I read Psalms 128, and that's what, made me decide to, to go this route today. Well, or should I say the Spirit guided me. But this is Psalms 128, which is a beautiful prayer. All right? And it's what's to come for the elect, because the elect are about to be changed, lifted up into the chariots of Israel, and then that new Jerusalem, that new heaven and that new earth, that new rulership on a new renewed earth. They're going to inhabit it, and they're going to make lots of babies, lots of children, to bring back the nation of Israel, the 2/3 that are going to perish. But this is Psalms 128, and it reads, "Blessed is everyone that feareth Yahweh, that walketh in his ways. For thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands. Happy shalt thou be, it shall be well with thee. Thy wife shall be a fruitful vine by the sides of thine house. Thy children like olive plants round about the table. Behold, thus shall the man be blessed that feareth Yahweh. Yahweh shall bless thee out of Zion, and thou shalt see the good of Jerusalem all the days of thy life. Yet thou shalt see thy children's children, and peace upon Israel." And that clearly is not the case now. All right, there is no peace in Israel, around Israel, or amongst Israel. In the land of Israel, there's no peace because it's full of imposters, and then imposters, and amongst the actual Israel, they're living in squalor and with the foot on their neck via contract slavery. Okay, contractual slavery. So I'm gonna go to Psalms 119. This is Psalms 119 and 1, and it reads, "Blessed are the undefiled in the way who walketh in the law of Yahweh." And so that's why we're always pushing, to follow the law to the best of your ability, because the law is your school guide on how to please the Lord. Right? You can't please him without following the law. You just cannot follow the laws and think you're going to please the Lord. And then talking about you're a good person, but you're still eating pork, still eating shrimp, still eating abominable foods, still worshiping these wicked holidays that have been set up here in Babylon. Not following after any of the laws. You voting for these wicked witches and warlocks to be rulers over you, that put their hand on the Bible and then turn around and pass laws that go against what's in it. Immediately. All right? Immediately pass laws to defend, uplift, and uphold the alphabet lifestyle. Joe Biden did. And then someone posted a picture that Kamala Harris put her wallet on top of the Bible and then put her hand on top of the wallet. But she's just a witch too. Got a warlock and a witch in office, man. All right? And she's a heathen with brown skin, because her father's father is a heathen, not an Israelite. All right. Now I'm going to go to Psalms 127. This is Psalms 127, verses 3 through 4. And it reads, "Lo, children are an heritage of Yahweh, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As the arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are the children of the youth." So it's comparing a man, a mighty man, a warrior, and to the amount of children that have that, it's going to be so many children that are going to be born to the elect men of Israel, to the elect women of Israel. All right, the men of Israel, the 144,000, and the rest of the elect men are going to have multiple wives. That's scriptural. Psalms, not Psalms, but Isaiah 4:1, and then in Matthew, in the New Testament, the 19th chapter, I think around the 28th to 30th verse, it says 100-fold. And that the receiving 100-fold, it gives you a whole list of things, and wives is in there. Children is in there. All right. Now I'm going to go to the book of Job. Chapter 5, verses 2 through 5, and it reads, "For wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy slayeth the silly one. I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly I cursed his habitation. His children are far from safety, and I crushed in the gate. Neither is there any to deliver them." So that's what you're about to see very, very soon. You're about to see the Edomites and the other heathens and the two-thirds, all right, crushed by the calamities that are going to be brought on by the Lord. All right. In some cases, he's going to use Esau to smash Esau. He's going to bring the sword against the sword, the Egyptian against the Egyptian. Let's go back into the book of Psalms. Chapter 52, verse 8. And it reads, "But I am like a green olive tree in the house of power. I trust in the mercy of power forever and ever." And what olive tree? Meaning lots of branches, lots of children. All right. You see, you look at an olive tree and you see how many branches on it, how many olives actually are produced. Okay. It said one will become 1,000. Roughly paraphrased. How is that going to be? All right. One woman can't have 1,000 children. Duh. Okay. Now I'm going still in Psalms. Well, I had a lot of precepts in Psalms here. This is Psalms 135 verses 1 through 4. And it reads, "Praise ye Yahweh, praise the name of Yahweh, praise him, O ye servants of Yahweh." So, that means that we have to have the name. So for those Israelites that are teaching just more warlocks, witches, 501c3 sellouts, but we have the name. Okay, you got it. The name is his name is a strong tower, so you have to have it. You can't pray to yo play yogurt and expect to be blessed. All right, but this is and that for those of you who are new to this, there's a particular group out there that wears a lot of purple and gold that said you can call the Lord yo play yogurt. Doesn't matter what you call him, which is a fabricated lie. That will be blasphemy. Verse 2, Psalms 135 and 2. "Ye that stand in the house of Yahweh, in the courts of the house of power, praise Yahweh, for Yahweh is good. Sing praises unto his name, for it is pleasant. For Yahweh hath chosen Jacob unto himself, and Israel his peculiar treasure." Scriptures like that always should take you to Romans the 9th chapter, verses 1 through 5. It makes it beyond clear that the Israelites, that the covenants and the servant of the Lord is only for Israel. All right, they're the only ones that can serve him, only their flesh. All right, and the other nations are going to serve the Lord by serving, being servants unto Israel. All right, and then they will have to keep our law, statutes, and commandments. All right, and we're going to judge over them. That's what that is going to be the job of the 144,000, the new judges upon the earth. All right, they will go to the foreign lands, and because when you're going off, there'll be no more rain. So when we show up to find out which among your people are sinning, you're going to surrender those people up quickly. All right, the powers that be going to surrender them up quickly. All right, you better believe it. This is Psalms 50. And that also, by the way, is the house of David, Bayah Dawadah. All right? That's what's being built up before your face. Psalms 50 and 23. And it reads, whosoever offereth praise glorifieth me. And to him that ordereth his conversation aright, I shall show the salvation of power. All right, so by praising the Lord's name and keeping his law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, that is the only way you can please him to you know, like the scripture says, study to show yourself approved, right, to make your election, you know, for sure. The Lord is looking for those who are laboring unto him. You know, it said, you don't want the Lord to come back and you be found lacking. You be found not doing the work, man. All right, like these fools in the street say, you get caught lacking. You know. Last couple of scriptures. Let's go to the book of Genesis, the 48th chapter and the 11th verse. All right, and it says, and Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God or power have showed me also thy seed. See, because you got to remember, man, Joseph, Israel, Yaquab, Israel, thought that his son Joseph was dead. And Joseph is the father of the so-called Puerto Ricans today, by the way. All right? He thought that, and the Cubans. All right? Ephraim and Manasseh. And so not only did he get to see Joseph again, but he also got to see his seed, which became two of the tribes. All right? They became, you know, because Ephraim stands in the stead of Joseph, and Manasseh stands in the stead of Dan. There is no tribe of Dan. All right? You know, we can only, it said we prophesy in part, you know, and no Israel would no tribe of Israel will be left. So, you know, Dan has to be mixed in with all the other tribes. All right, point blank period. Because when you get to Revelation, it's 12 tribes, not 13. You know, just to throw that out there for anyone who might be new. All right. And now I'm going to get Psalms 125. We'll wrap this thing up. I got to head over to back into downtown to meet the brothers for camp. Or south of downtown, actually. We're not really downtown anymore. This is Psalms 125 and 5. And it reads, for as such as turned aside from their crooked ways, Yahweh shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity, but the peace shall be upon Israel. So, like I said, you got these people who practice and push crooked ways, who place their hand upon the Bible, and then turn around and bless the alphabet lifestyle, which is completely and totally against the Bible. Okay, so just know that the elect are close to being lifted up, and the wicked are going to be put down. And there's going to be a new heaven, a new earth where there will dwell righteousness. All right, and that time is getting very, very close. It's close at hand. Everything that is happening is leading you up to it. You know, I know a lot of you, including me, was hoping that all chaos would just break forth and it would all happen with this Trump and Biden thing. But guess what? That thing is not over. All right, some very gnarly and nasty things are going to evolve from this, and Biden is going to speed things up tremendously. You think that he's going to make things better? He's going to increase the lockdowns, increase the taxes, and really put a hurt on you Israelites. So with that, I'll give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem Nabashai, by Hashem Rakar Kadash, Wa Abba Babal, and Shalom.